What? Here we go now. Batman scoop on the mic. Mix in the mix on the wheels of steel. This is what I was fucking born to do. Yes, let's go.
Hey, yo!
1, 2.
Hey, yo! Glizzy. Let me see some glizzies in the chat! Can I get a moo or what? What the fuck happened around here? Wagwan boss ting. What we sayin' mandem. So true. Ah! How's the audio sound?
On the top, let's go.
Permission to glizz granted. Good to see you. 10 months from Two-Face TA. Thank you, Two-Face TA. Very much appreciate your 10 months of support of the stream. Good goddamn. Can I tell you guys something just happened? That's why I'm kind of in a good mood. We just played a one last game to go of basketball, 4-on-4. I was outside the 3-point line. Ludwig has the ball. He passes to me. Somebody's open right by the hoop. He goes, pass to Andrew, basically. That's what he says, right? And I go, nah. And I swish it. I said, nah, and I swished it from 3, bro. It was so aura. It was it was the game winner. It was oh, man, that's awesome. That just feels good. Let me tell you, I think, you ever seen one of those, the needs pyramids? You know, where at the bottom it's like food and shelter, and at the top it's like, I don't know, community or whatever. If you could swish a 3 with a cool line, that fills up the whole pyramid. Maslow's original hierarchy. Atrioc kind of like the Black Steph Curry. You said it, not me, but I do believe it. And also, I did say it. In fact, I hired a blimp to fly over our game that said Atrioc is the Black Steph Curry. You ignored Coney? I was at basketball, and I called him back from basketball because I'm a good friend, but he didn't answer. I'll call him right now. What did Coney want? I don't even know. The Conester. What is up? I'm going to call him again. What did he want? If he asked me to play League, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to play. I don't want to play games today. People have always said, Atrioc, stop playing games. Don't play any more games. We don't want you to finish games. And I do it anyway because I have a persevering spirit. But now, finally, I'm going to listen to the community, and I'm not going to play games. I don't want to play games today. I want to talk to my stream. I want to tell funny stories. I got ish to do. Nah, mean. Trump got shot at again. Bro, it's every other week with this guy. Give it a rest, Big T. Shit or get off the pot. I miss League of Legends already. Dude, amen. Big A, you know the Dyson vacuum company. They're making headphones. Should I buy them? Yeah, bro. Buy them and tell the rest of us how they are. You can be our canary in the coal mine. Yesterday was your favorite stream? That's crazy. Oh, I got to tell you guys something. So I think my audio is fixed. As far as I can tell, my audio is fixed. I got it rebalanced. I got my fucking voice up. But I went back to watch a clip of yesterday's League stream because I wanted to see this one play where I went fucking ham nasty as Fizz. And I'm watching it and I'm like, damn, I can't hear a word I'm saying. It's like, this shit quiet as hell. This shit so quiet. Why did nobody tell me? And then I was just mad at my chat because not a single person told me. Everyone was just, it's like I had something in my teeth and you guys were like, yeah, smile looks good. You guys didn't fucking tell me one thing. It's crazy. I can't rely. I cannot rely. So I had to fix it myself. Boop, boop. Sorry, bros, enjoying the plays too much. Been there. Still playing Astrobot? I think I'll play Astrobot this week. Wink. No, I will, for sure. Did you see the FT article about the drop in startups in China? Bro, I love I get such a variety of questions here. I did see this article. There's probably not an FT article I don't see nowadays. I'm on a fucking reading binge. But that one, a little suspect. The data I've heard is a little bit suspect. What they calculated as drop in startups, they only did ones that use specific paperwork through one government agency. There's other startups that went through another. So they made it seem like there was like only 800 startups in China at all this year. And it's like, bro, unlikely. It went from 2 million to 800. So it was a little suspect, my understanding, from looking a little deeper into it, but there's no denying there's been a big slowdown in China. You know, we don't talk about it too much in this stream because I haven't done a What's Up Beijing in a while. But bear in mind, the real estate crash is ongoing, real, and painful through all sectors of China's economy. In fact, I was just looking at the fucking, and this is from China data, hard to tell, you know, the exact veracity of it, but unemployment, rise. Retail sales, drop. Industrial production, drop. Fixed asset investment, drop. This is all from September 14th. House prices down. Fucking all five, bro. All five. It's like red flag. So not excellent. But hey, Big A, have you heard about transparent aluminum? How did the Brits say it? Aluminium. I don't know if we're going to be doing it tomorrow or Sunday tonight, but here's a short video about aluminum oxynitride. Why the fuck would I want to watch a short video about aluminum oxynitride? You gotta sell me on it. Give me what am I gonna learn? What the fuck am I gonna learn? Anyway, I want to tell some stories about Lincoln's wedding, which was a real fun fucking heaping happen good time. Calm Sinner, they were the 4 months. Hey, Big A, do it fart? What a powerful question. I think when he said, hey, Big A, do it fart, I think what he's trying to say is, when he says fart, he means China's industrial economy. And when he means do it, is he talking about whether or not it's going to rise or fall in response to like dropping global oil prices? And that's a powerful question, and I'm glad he asked it. Atrioc, today I found out a crossword I made is getting published in the New York Times. If you solve it when it releases in a few months, I will use all my publishing money and gift 10 million subs. 10 million subs. You would make me by far the most subbed person on Twitch. And you're telling me that's publishing money. Really? Publishing money pays that much that you can drop 10 million subs. Wow. New York Times pays that much for a crossword, huh? You think AI can auto-generate one in like 5 minutes. Well, I'll take it. Yeah, I'll do it. Fuck it. I've done crosswords before. I did a whole video where I said, I am the crossword wizard. 200,000 people watched that video, bro. Well, the video was just 30 minutes unedited of me doing a crossword. I'm not kidding. That's one of the crazy Atrioc crossword video. It's because back then we were doing daily and we needed something. I remember we were in the editor's chat and I was like, bro, just put the crossword up. Look at this. 206,000 people. It's just 10 minutes. I think I edited it down. Never mind. But do you read messages from non-sub chatters? Me. You're a sub. You're a 33-month sub. I can see it. Like, what's this? Donowal Sag. So here's what we're going to do. All right. If I haven't played that game by September 14th, 2024, then as God is my witness, dude, I will get a fucking fake forehead tattoo. I did. I already got one. It's flesh colored. Mission accomplished. You guys got me. Damn it. You got me. You got me good. You got me good. You got me good. Damn, looks real. I know. I got it. Oh, forehead lines. Do you guys know that my hairline's actually down here? I just get a tattoo of like a bad hairline. I actually have a very normal hairline. I just get a tattoo. Hello, how are you guys doing? I didn't even get to talk to you yesterday, Chad, because I was playing League of Legends with Stanzy the whole time. What's been going on? What's the haps? I was gone for Linkus's wedding, had a great time, a truly pleasant, what's like a word that means pleasant, but is even more extreme? An extreme version of pleasant. It was like a nice, cozy, wonderful time, heartwarming, joyous. It wasn't orgasmic. It wasn't Hawk Tua. It wasn't en passant. It was a serene, jubilant, euphoric time. I tipped my fedora in glee. It was just really, really fun. Let me tell you, everyone in Linkus's family who I met, I got to meet all his brothers. I got to meet his cousins. I got to meet his mom and dad. They're so fucking stupidly nice. It's fucking Swedish. Oh, God. They're just all fucking nice Swedes. Just like really nice people. Did you attend in a clown suit? Of course. I showed up in a clown suit. I honked the nose. I carried the gun. How did you understand the Swedish? First of all, I'm very global. Okay? So first, check your tone. All right? When it comes to other languages, I'm sort of a master. I can speak all of them fluently. Secondly, they spoke English. But with Swedish accents. Don't fuck with nice people. All right, well let me tell you my Swedish stories. Okay, my Linkus stories. So, Linkus, if you guys don't know, used to live in LA, and Ari and I would double date with Linkus and Maisie, his lovely wife now, all the time, and we love them dearly and we miss them. But they fucking hated LA because they lived in the hottest part of LA and they had a roommate that they hated, and it was hot as fuck, and they had to pay high rent, and traffic sucked. You know, all the bad parts of LA. So they moved. They moved to fucking Texas. All right? For freedom, for God, for country, for guns, and of course, for zero income tax. By the way, I want to tell you something. Linkus is a proud American. And he's also a very, very, very proud tax dodger. Linkus be hitting the books. Linkus is like a credit card points churner, tax loophole finder. He gets all the documents. He goes through that. He sets up shell corporations. Bro knows his shit. He's all about maximizing his return. So anyway, they go to Texas. All right, they go to Texas. He gets a cowboy hat. He's all in. And we were invited out for their wedding. Very, very lovely. And we're excited to go. So this is actually missing the story up. I go to Linkus's chat, I don't know, 2 days before I fly out. And I'm making jokes in his chat. And I'm like, hey, I hope you left a spot for me to give a 45-minute speech. I sold a Rocket Money ad I have to give. I'm telling this joke in his chat. I'm like, hey, I make sure there's a part in the ceremony where I can fucking ramble for 45 minutes to your family, and I want to sell my sponsorship. I'm just joking. I'm joshing. Okay? And he's laughing on stream. No problem, right? Hold that fucking thought. All right. Then we get to Texas. Everyone in Texas was actually really nice, which is weird. I thought. You know how everyone that watches Fox News comes to California, they're like, wait, where the fuck? Why is everything not on fire? All right. Well, I thought Texas, I'd get shot in 2 seconds. Turns out everyone was really nice. No, I'm kidding. Everyone was very, very nice. We were in an Uber and we were driving to go to Cracker Barrel for breakfast. And he's like, I'm not going to do the accent, but he had a little bit of an accent. And he was like, y'all shouldn't go to Cracker Barrel. I know a place called Old Texas Breakfast or whatever. Whatever. Way better food. And I was like, all right, bet. And then he just drove us there instead. It was like not what was in our app, but he just drove us to Old Texas Breakfast. And it was good. It was much better food than Cracker Barrel. So that was really nice. And everything's going chill. And we have a day till the wedding. I'm just seeing if anything we did on the day before. I don't think so. We just mostly chilled. Linkus takes us out to his house. Where I get to meet all his family, right? So I go to Linkus's house. It's fucking massive. Dude, everything is bigger in Texas, bro. I go to Linkus's house and it's fucking huge. And I'm asking him, how big or how much this shit cost. I'm not gonna put all this shit on blast, but like, it's a third of like, it's twice. No wait, I'm sorry. I'm saying it's a third of the cost for double the size of the house you would get in LA. How do I say it? I do the math on that. It's like a 6-time differential. So, I mean, it's out there. It's like he had to drive a bit. It's not like close to everything, right? But the point is, he's a streamer. Who the fuck cares? He's got gigabit fiber internet, and he's got a big ass house with a big yard. And it's a little farther out, but whatever. Second thing I notice, fucking driving around Texas, if I ever see one more fucking Republican in Texas complain about gas prices, I'm gonna fucking lose it. What are you talking about? It was like $2.50. It was fucking cheap as shit, dude. It was fucking so goddamn cheap. It was. I'm not kidding. $2.50. I'm not kidding. A gallon. That's fucking crazy. Do you realize if you measure in like ounces of gold to avoid the devaluation of our currency, if you measure in like pure ounces of gold, gas is literally the cheapest it's ever been. It's actually astronomically unworldly cheap. And it's because Texas is right next to the fucking Permian Basin where we're having the shale revolution of a lifetime, pumping out gas like nobody's business. America and Canada combined are now 70% of OPEC. Keep up, bro. The world's changing. So anyway, it's cheap as fuck. All right, it's cheap as fuck. So I noticed that. Everyone else super nice. We meet Lincoln. I go to his house. I meet his family, and the first thing I do when I meet his family is I pull his brothers aside and I say, "Hey, you got any embarrassing Lincoln stories that I can tell on stream?" And boy, did they! And boy, did they! He's got 2 brothers. I'll tell you. One of them's named Max. He's the middle brother. Super friendly, super nice guy, but also like a gamer. Also like a nerd like Linkus. He got glasses. He got a ponytail. He talks about games. He gets it. His other brother, Luve, was like a Giga Chad in the Swedish military. He's built, bro. He's like 6'2", muscle t-shirt. Actually, he was wearing a muscle t-shirt that said, "I love the USA" or some shit with a big American flag on it. But he's like, it was his first time in America one day ago, and he's in the Swedish military. So anyway, they're both awesome people, and they start laughing and telling me some Linkus stories. If you guys don't know, by the way, I'm sure everybody here knows, but like Linkus, fellow speedrunner, we do Hitman together. Some people aren't Hitman Andy, so I don't know if they know, but really good friends. Love Sweden. Love Linkus. Swedish guy came here. All right. So I'm talking to them, and they say, first of all, Linkus is the youngest brother, and he, when they were growing up, would abuse that fact because he was the little baby. So their mom would always baby him. And so whenever them three were home alone and they all had chores to do, Linkus would, like if they're like, hey, Linkus, go clean the kitchen or whatever, he would call his mom on the phone and go, Mom, I was up so late streaming last night and I'm really tired. And they're trying to make me clean the kitchen. And then Linkus would get this smug fucking grin, they said, and hand the phone to Luve, the oldest brother. And then he would start getting yelled at, and they're like, you're not his parents. You're not Linkus' parents. You don't get to decide what chores he has to do and not do. You should clean the kitchen. So they were obviously salty about that. And then also, obviously, that's the upside of being the youngest brother. The downside is, if you're in a family and you have brothers, you might know, the youngest brother gets picked on because they are physically the weakest. That's how it goes. And so what Linkus did to counteract that was they had like a solid metal shoehorn. It's like a long metal rod you used to like put your shoes on. He would instantly run and grab that and just swing it wild. And like apparently if it hit you, it stung. Like it really fucking left a welt. So it's like a master sword. It's like the master sword. Yeah. So Linkus' strategy whenever he was ever under any physical threat or getting, pushed around was he would run and grab the master sword and fucking swing that shit. Yeah. So that was a funny little story. Third thing I learned, and this is very interesting, Linkus' father looks like, I'm going to try to picture something. Picture like a kind old Swedish man who's an accountant. Like as best you can, like round rimmed glasses, sweet little old man, kind of picture that. This guy's a motherfucking gamer. This guy's like a hardcore, like 1,000 hours in Twilight fucking Princess type gamer. Like his whole life. No wonder Linkus grew up the way he did. I thought for sure his parents would have been like not super supportive of him like starting to do 24-hour streams at age 12 or whatever. It turns out his dad's a massive gamer and a massive Nintendo gamer. His dad plays Mario and Zelda like exclusively, has played every mainstream Zelda game and put hundreds of hours into all of them. Like he's a big fucking gamer. He owns like an original copy of Link to the Past or whatever, like it's sealed. All this shit. Actually, my understanding, this is according to Linkus and his brothers, he bought a sealed original copy of Link to the Past with good grade, and Link was like, this could be worth like $20,000 or whatever, and he opened it to play it. Like, that's my understanding. So the dude's fucking crazy. Linkus' mother looks like exactly like Linkus, like female older Linkus. And she's probably a nice person I ever met. But I find out they literally did baby him because can you imagine, some of you in chat, if you started streaming in a small house, 24-hour streams, loud streams where they can hear you, your parents would scream at you and tell you to shut the fuck up, turn it off, go to bed. They didn't. From even when he was a young age, they supported him the whole way. His parents started wearing earplugs to go to sleep because he would stay up all night streaming. I mean, that's crazy. I was telling him how fucking rare the level of support. His mom would bring him food and stuff. Truly insane that they had this long vision. Like, there was a time where Linkus wanted to go to GDQ, but he had exams that time. They helped him talk to the fucking Swedish schooling system and explain what was going on and get an exemption so he could go to GDQ. I mean, truly, like, every step of the way, they, like, fostered and nurtured this thing to make him now be, like, this big speedrunner and streamer. And, man, I think that's just cool. They really, really believed in him. And even his little brothers who, like, or his older brothers who, like, would make fun of him or poke fun of him or whatever, they all believed in it. You get a very supportive family. They're very, very kind. So big ups to all of them. I met Maisie's parents as well. They were all very nice, but I didn't get to meet them as closely. Anyway, I walked around Lincoln's house, all really nice. That was day 1. Then day 2 is the wedding. Okay, so on the day of the wedding, I'm trying to think. I am a groomsman. I'm a groomsman. I'm one of Lincoln's groomsmen. He said I was the second best man. I'm the second best man. All right. And I forgot to mention this, but he, weeks ago, sent me a link to the exact outfit I was supposed to wear as a groomsman. It was supposed to be a navy blue suit with a certain tie, etc., etc. I waited a little bit of time. I waited a little bit of time. I got, obviously, streamer privilege. We're both streamers, so streamers, you have to wait at least a week after getting a message. I waited a week. Then I look online and I see the suit and I go to buy it and it goes, give us your measurements. And I'm like, oh, I don't know my fucking measurements. So I wait another week. Okay, and then finally it's like, whoa, getting kind of close. Fuck, I better get my measurements. So I go and I search through all my old emails to find the measurements that I had for my wedding. And I type them in, go through the whole fucking process, buy it, and I go, ship to me. And it goes, will arrive. I'm like, it'll arrive 1 day after the wedding starts. And I go, yikes, that's going to be bad. So I look up the place he bought his suit in Texas, call them, explain the situation. They think maybe they can figure it out. I show up the day of the wedding in the morning, pictures in 4 hours. I get there. We find the exact color. We find the exact pants. We find the exact tie. I get pretty much everything. The size is a little bit off. It's a little bit big. Not super big, but a little bit big. Just I know. A little bit big, as you may see in this photo. Let me pull it up. Just a teensy tiny bit big, as you can see. Where's this photo? There it is. Dude, I love Firefox. I say it and I mean it. There it is. Boom. Linkus in chat. Linkus, you know I look good, bro. You know I look good when I was standing normally, but it gets a little baggy when I was like bunched up, bro. Anyway, a little bit big. No big deal. I swear to God, look at his zoomed out photo. You can't tell. I'm not coping. I'm not coping. Nobody even noticed. In fact, I got a lot of compliments today on this day, and I was feeling kind of good. So I was walking around. I show up with the suit. I'm on time. I'm there before Lincoln. By the way, I want to say, we're supposed to show up at like 3. I show up 3:15 or whatever. I'm a little late, and I'm worried about it because I had to go get everything. I get there. Everyone's waiting around like, where's Linkus? He shows up like 3:45. Linkus late as fuck for his own wedding, bro. Everyone's freaking out. Shows up with a fucking fresh, tall Starbucks cup. I had to give him a little treat. So all good. He can be late to his own wedding, and we're waiting for pictures with him. So we do the pictures. I got a secret picture I'm going to share with you guys. I'm sure Linkus has no problem with me sharing this. This is the moment where Linkus starts getting ready. Ladies, avert your eyes lest you get too attracted. Ladies and gays, avert your eyes lest you get too attracted. Sheesh! Sheesh! He's taken. Ladies, he's taken. Sorry, Maisie put a ring on it, but good goddamn, dude. Ooh la la. Got the yacht. All right, I don't want to do too much of this, but anyway, so he's getting ready. We're all having a good time. We're all buttoning up. Everything looks good, feels good. Like I said, I'm getting compliments. So I walk around, I go say hi to Ari and people out there and whatever, and everyone's like, "Oh, you look good. You know, look real good. Oh, you cleaned up real well. I got a haircut, you know. It was styled a little better, and I'm feeling good. And then we go out to take the photos, and the photographer's like, "Hey, Lance Bass, get over there." And I was like, kind of cut me down, kind of pierced my. So we take the photos. I can't wait to show them. I got some good ones with Linkus. We did Hitman pose. We carried him. It was good. Really fun little photos there. And then it's time to, if anybody's from Point Crow Stream and you know Abby, she's one of the bridesmaids, and you pair up each groomsman with a bridesmaid. So I'm walking down with Abby, and she's holding her thing, and it's good because I knew her, which was cool. Abby Bagel, yep. And she's practicing for her speech, and I thought this whole time, so this whole time, like, we're hanging out, doing the rehearsal or whatever, preparing, and she got a speech, and she's like nervous. She's like practicing it, reading the speech, like talking to me about it. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention speeches. While I'm at Linkus's house and we're partying, he pulls me into a room, his Zelda room, and he goes, "Hey, can you help me write my vows?" Dude, the wedding's tomorrow. Bro. And I would only say this, Maze already knows, right? I would never put him on. I would never. Maze already knows. Anyway, day before. By the way, I also was rewriting my vows at the last day. So, and also he did have a good excuse where he was like, "I want to wait till Maisie was done with hers, so I know how long to be," and I think that's fair. Anyway, he's asking me for help writing it, and I'm like, "Dude, just chat GPT it, bro. Just do the Google ad, you know? It's your most important day of your life. Just fucking no." I'm giving him advice. I'm trying to ask him, you know, like what's like one real authentic moment that you knew like this is the one for you? Like, what was the moment in your life? I told him the story about how Ari rebuilt the fucking Honda, and I was like, damn, this girl is a keeper. I have to fucking, you know, I was like trying to put that in there, and then the rest of it can sort of be more like I vowed, you know, all the standard stuff, but you have that one moment. Anyway, gave him some tips. But you know, just to be clear, I didn't write anything. He wrote the whole fucking thing himself, and they were good. But it got me a little nervous. And then the next day, I see Abby stressing about her speech, and I thought Abby was the maid of honor, because I see the best man, he's doing his speech. I thought Abby was the maid of honor doing her speech, and I thought that was it. I thought it was best man, maid of honor speech. Okay. And so we get to the wedding itself. It's very beautiful. It's very nice. The pastor at one point is like, "Repeat after me." I, Linus, now thee wed, or whatever, you know, like old English. And you know, everything's going beautifully. And then Linkus goes, "What?" And he's like, "I thee wed." And he goes, "What?" And everyone, like, because we didn't even prep it. I don't blame him, dude. Like, what? You don't know the word "thee" because it's not fucking normal. It's already second language, and they didn't do any prep. So he just keep like, they're having a who's on first. They just keep saying, "Excuse me," and then finally someone's like, "Thee," like someone other than the pastor, and they just kind of roll with it. They get through it. Anyway, they do that, and then they start doing their vows. Maisie goes first because she's worried that if he goes first, she'll cry, which is fair. She opens her vows up. She reads the first sentence, like, you know, "When I first saw you, I knew I loved you," or whatever. Instantly crying. Like, the first 3 words, like literally, before she even said anything, like it was like, "Hello, everybody." They were beautiful vows, obviously, extremely beautiful. I'm getting a little tear. Extremely beautiful vows. And then it's Linkus's turn. he starts going. His vows are also very beautiful. And then they do the weird, and then they fucking kiss too much, I'll be honest. You can now kiss the bride. A little peck would do, all right? A little peck. It's a small, intimate wedding. There's only 50 of us there. You guys are kissing like, get a room already. Get a room. You guys, it goes crazy style. They were going back for double dips. And then they left. I walked out. I walked out with Abby. It was good. And everyone cheered, and it was a very beautiful time. And that was the wedding, normal thing. We had a little reception afterwards. And that's where everyone starts giving speeches. So, Linkus's dad comes up there, gives this really great speech about Linkus's whole life. He flashes back like 15 years. And he's like, Linkus starts doing this streaming thing, and I don't know about it. And I'll keep going. And then Linkus says, I want to go to Germany and get an apartment by myself and start streaming. And I'm like, I don't know about it. And then Linkus is like, hey, I want this girl I met online to come visit me in Sweden. And I'm like, I don't know about it. And he has like this running through line where he keeps going like, I don't know. And then it all works out in like this beautiful wedding. That's the idea. Great speech. I'm not going to go through all their speeches, but everyone has great speeches is what I'm saying. They go, all the parents, all the people do speech. And then I notice that Abby is not the maid of honor. And like every one of Maisie's bridesmaids is giving a speech. Like all of them. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. Because like on our side, we only got one guy. And then the best man gives a speech. And then a lady walks up to my table and taps me on the shoulder. And she's like, hey, do you have a speech? Like someone running the wedding. And I'm like, fucking no. I don't have a speech. And then I look over at Linkus and he's like, speech? Now, to be clear, no other groomsman had a speech. Just the best man. It wasn't just me that didn't have a speech. But like I would have, but it turns out, I'm not kidding, Linkus thought when I made that joke in chat that I wanted a speech. That I was like asking, but if you asked me, I would have done it. I only made that. He thought that joke was real. He thought that was like, anyway. So I'm sitting there thinking, by the way, Linkus, I was ready to go. I start freestyling a speech in my head. I have this beautiful speech. Let me tell you, I'll give you like a taste of it, dude. No, I don't want to do it. I start building a speech out because I will not fucking, but then someone steps up. Who was it? Someone else had something to say, and then it was enough. Then they moved on. No, I don't want to give the speech. It was going to be about, I'll tell you the bones of it. All right. The idea was that I was going to say in my speech was, how crazy life is and how things work out. And I was going to be like, so, most of you probably know that Linus here, plays video games for a living online. That's his job. It's pretty good work if you can get it. I have the same job, but unlike him, I'm not even good at the games. All right. That was the idea. I would get a little opener and then get a little laugh. And then I would say, and a few years back, there was a tournament where we paired up professionals like Linus with amateurs like me. Okay. And in that tournament, you were randomly selected. And I looked at all the people I could be paired with. One of them was right there. I was going to point at Small Ant. I was like, that guy would be great. I know him. There was a guy out in Austin, Texas that I knew. That's simply. I would have loved to be here with him. And there was a third guy, a Swedish guy named Linkus. And I remember thinking to myself, praying, please don't give me Linkus. Please don't give me Linkus. Please don't give me Linkus. 4 years later, I'm speaking at his wedding. That was going to be my opener. All right. And I was going to be like, it's crazy how life works. And then I was going to talk about, all our experiences, me and Linkus and Maisie. And anyway, that was my idea. I was like trying to freestyle literally on the fucking top of my dome. And, but thank God they did not actually end up calling me up there. So anyway, Lincoln, I'm sorry. If you'd asked me, I would have done it, dude. I would have fucking prepped something big. I had no idea that you wanted me to do it. So they end the speeches. We all start getting drunk and dancing. It's a really good time. Again, Point Crow's there. Small Ant's there. Oh, dude. Okay. So after the wedding, we're all just hanging out. I'm like, I haven't seen people because I've been with the groomsmen the whole time. I'm like, introduce myself to people. I'm laughing. I'm telling jokes. Stans is there. I'm talking to Stans. And then I get a look from the woman who is standing with Small Ant. I waved at Small Ant, but I hadn't said hi yet. And he's got his girlfriend with him. And I haven't met her. I don't know her. Her name's Leslie. She's really nice. And she's looking at me and she's like, give me a look. She's like, quizzically. And finally I'm like, I should introduce myself, you know? And so I go, hi, I'm Brandon. Nice to meet you. And she says, do you stream? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, I recognize your voice. And then she looks at Point Crow and she's like, but it's usually 2x speed. And I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, he listens to your clips every single day on 2x speed. And his face starts getting a little sheepish. And then after we joke around a bit, he pulls out his phone and he starts scrolling the Big A Clips channel. Every single one is watched. I'm not kidding. Smollett has watched every single Big A Clips for a year and a half. That's my goat, dude. That's my fucking goat. That's so funny. That's actually so complimentary to me because I always tell I look at Smollett's videos and I send them to my editors and I'm like, we should copy this. He's got it figured out. So it's fun that he watches that shit. That's cool. Anyway, it's so funny that she has never seen an ounce of my content, but like knew my shit in and out because he's always loudly watching on his phone 2x speed Big A Clips. Hey, Point Crow! It's good seeing you too. I just played ball with Point Crow today. Me and Point Crow are basketball soulmates. We get matched up every single fucking time. We're always on different teams, and we always fucking when you have to get a man, he gets me, I get him. We're basketball soulmates, bro. We spend 90% of the game just staring at each other's chests. So anyway, good to see him. But it was cool to find out Smollett's a viewer. Put this in the Big A clip so we can see it. You know what's funny is I should have shown him. Where's my phone? My fucking recently watched on YouTube was a 2.5 hour Smollett Pokemon video. That's probably more embarrassing. I watched the fucking whole damn thing. I had to see how it ended, bro. At 2x? No, I can't do 2x. I'm not brain rotted like you guys. I watch 1x speed. So anyway, that all goes well. It's really fun. I got to meet some people, say hi to people. The food's really good. Everything's going well. Stans and Rochelle's at our table. It's really fun. And then after the wedding, they're like, hey, let's go to a honky tonk. Some Texas shit, bro. Honky tonk is like a fucking big ass bar. I guess. I know honky tonk badonkadonk, the song. I don't. So we drive out to, I'm not kidding, the biggest fucking bar I've ever seen in my entire life. Like fucking hundreds and hundreds. It's massive. The parking lot goes in all directions in a giant circle. We go to a massive fucking bar and everyone in there is fucking square dancing, cowboy hats on. It's all country music. Fucking Coors Light signs every 3 feet. And you could never. And I feel like the Swedes, like his brothers, were blown away. Fucking big fucking bar. And we get there and it's blasting country music and we're having a good time. And we start dancing too. And we're going, there's like a part in the middle where you can dance around in a fucking thing and we're doing it. It's all good. There's a giant mechanical bull, like the rodeo bulls. It's mostly women and get on. I don't think people want to see dudes get on the mechanical bull. But we tell Linkus he should do it. So he does. So Linkus gets on the boat, and thank God, Chad, I got you a video. I got you a video from the bar of Linkus. Look at him getting up on the mechanical bull, brother.
Let's go, Lucas!
Yeah, it stopped being country by the end of the night. It was country just for the first hour we were there. All right. Yeah. Oh, it's worth saying, like, we showed up. Everyone's in, like, you know, T-shirts and cowboy hats, and we're all in our gear from the wedding. Like, Maisie's still in her wedding dress. Link is still in his suit. I'm still in my suit. We're all, but everyone's super friendly about it. Sheesh. A little bit of cheating. A little bit. That's my goat. That's my goat, dude. How drunk is he? So I'll tell you a little inside baseball. My understanding is that Linkus and Maisie were supposed to go with everybody in the wedding party to Six Flags the next day. But they did a little too much drinking. I heard it got hot canceled on account of the hangover. So they both got a little fucked up. But it's your wedding night. What are you gonna do? Oh shit. But they had a great time. And so around, let's say midnight, you know, I'm an old man. I'm not getting super drunk. I got a flight early in the morning. I have my fucking standard ass 3 beers. I had 2 beers and a Truly, dude, and I'm like, all right, well, about time to call it. I don't fucking care. Call me a boomer all you want, dude. I learned my lesson. All right, I went to ASU. I just did all this shit earlier. I learned my lesson. I don't like feeling hangover. I don't like flying hungover. You ever flown when you already feel sick and then it's fucking turbulence and you feel fucking worse and you want to vomit and the guy next to you won't get out of the seat? I know what I'm doing, dude. I know what I'm doing. I don't want to get fucking sloshed. It's also like, I think a lot of people, there's no shame in this game. A lot of people have problems with anxiety or like feeling comfortable talking to people. And so they drink a little bit more to help loosen that up. I don't have that problem. So like, I'm having a good time. I'm talking to everybody. I'm married. What do I want to do? I'm not trying to fucking go pick up a girl here. What am I just want to, I have my 2 beers. But I leave and I got the munchies. All right. So I say goodbye to everybody, give everybody a big hug. I give his brothers a big hug. They were super nice. Dude, his brother, his oldest brother, Luve, he tells me, hey, if you ever come to Sweden, I will let you drive a tank. I'm not joking. So I'm abso-fucking-lutely going to fucking Sweden. I'm absolutely doing it. Even if Lincoln is not going, I'll go, but I would rather go with them. He said, you give me enough notice, I'll let you drive a tank. That's fucking awesome. I'll do a Sweden stream in a tank. That sounds fucking badass. So I give him a hug, I leave, and then I get the munchies, and I'm like, you know what I want? Some fucking Taco Bell. That sounds good now. A Crunchwrap Supreme would be fucking supreme right now. I want a little Taco Bell. So, thank God I see one. Now, in Texas, it's kind of like playing Skyrim or Oblivion, where you see a mountain in the distance, and you can get there if you just walk straight, but it's a longer choice than you... So, I see a Taco Bell in the distance, and I'm like, let's walk. And I start walking, and it's like, damn, it takes fucking forever. It's like, I'm crossing like fucking 3-4 lanes of highways. Ari's still in her dress. Like it was a pain in the ass. And we have to, at one point we get to the edge of a thing and it's like really steep. And I have to like scale down and then help her down. And we finally get there. We get to the Taco Bell. And it's closed. The Taco Bell's closed, but the drive-thru's open. Oh, fuck. Well, what if I just walk through the drive-thru? It's open, right? I could fucking... So I walk up. There's a car waiting, and they go ahead of us. They wave me ahead. So I walk up in front of that car, and I stand there, and Ari fucking puts me on blast on her social media. This is on the Reddit now, too, motherfuckers. And I'm sitting there trying to fucking get Taco Bell. But this picture's from actually a minute later. So I'm screaming into this thing. And again, I'm not drunk. But, you know, I got a nice little buzz. And I'm like a little amped. I got a little energy. And I'm like, hey, trying to order here. Hello, anyone there? They don't answer. Complete silence. And you can't see it, but there's a window behind this. I can see the guy in there. I look over, I see him, he sees me, but they're not answering me. They're not fucking listening. They're just not doing anything. And there's a car behind me waiting. So I finally fucking walk away, the car comes in. Then I'm like, okay. Not gonna take my order, huh? I got a plan. I get the Taco Bell app. I scan this fucking shit. This is me getting the Taco Bell app. And I'm ordering online for pickup. Okay? And I order my fucking single crunch wrap. And I order it, okay? Then it says, okay, you can pick it up at the drive-thru. Just go up there and say your number. So then I go back here with my order and I say my number. They don't say anything. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. I'll go to the fucking window. So I walk up here to the window. Now it's like 12:40 or whatever. It's like late. Okay, I walk up to the window. The dude shuts it. He won't talk to me. He won't talk to me when I'm not in a car. So I'm like, we hold up the fucking phone. It's Ari's phone because my phone is probably dead or something. I have to use Ari's phone. And I hold up the phone to the dude in the window. And I'm like, I've got an order. Like, I need to pick it up. He goes, no. Can't do it. No. And I'm like, bro, just open the window and hand me the tacos, dude. I've already paid for it. Like, I've already paid for it digitally. So now I'm a little mad. No. And I go, okay, then cancel it. Can you please cancel the order? He goes, he like looks at me exasperated. And then he punches it in, clicks out a fucking receipt, opens the window, hands me the receipt, gives my money back. He opened the window to hand me the receipt instead of handing me the fucking tacos. Bro. So he gives me a fucking receipt. So now I can't get the fucking food. I'm annoyed. So we go to this parking lot and I call an Uber and I'm defeated. I'm defeated. I'm waiting with Ari. We're just joking around, whatever. The Uber arrives. I get in and I have a little bit of an idea. Uber driver's name is Jackson. And I go, Jackson, I will give you a 50% tip if you drive me through that drive-thru. And I'll also buy you any Taco Bell you want. It's a little over the line, but I got a little buzz in me and whatever. Jackson goes, all right. Jackson goes, okay. Drives me around. He doesn't actually end up wanting anything, but he gets 50% tip. I order the 2 tacos or whatever the thing. I pull up, same guy. I got a shit-eating grin on my face as I reach out and grab my fucking bag. Grab my fucking Taco Bell, bro. It's persistence. It's commitment. Then we go back home. I chow the fuck down, have a great night, fall asleep, wake up, fly home. I think that was the major arc of the story, but I just want to say Linkus and Maisie are such fantastic people. They had a beautiful wedding. I was very pleased to be invited, pleased to be a part of it. And I can't wait to come visit them again. Texas was really fun. I had a good time. Why didn't you go inside? It was closed. The inside was closed, only the drive-thru. Big hearts to Linkus and Maisie in chat. They're both here. Give them some love on their new marriage. Wishing them all the best. And very, very excited to be able to go see them again. But that's my Texas story. I don't think there was anything else major that happened. It was fun. Um, Smoking a good grass this weekend? No, I did not do that. What about? Oh, he's calling me. Oh, okay. Uh,
Yo,
what up?
I thought I'd fill you in on something that I guess we both missed,
Okay,
and that is the end of the honky tonk.
what happened? What happened?
So I've been filled in from Abby because let's just say it this way: I do not know how this night ended, but but I will tell you how it ended. Apparently,
Okay.
'cause I don't remember. So this comes straight from Abby Bagel.
Okay.
Apparently, I'm having way too much to drink. I can barely stand up anymore. So they're like, all right, you're too drunk, Linkus. We gotta head out. So they're taking me out to the outside, and I lean up against like this wooden pillar outside.
Okay.
I'm starting to collapse. Like I can't even stand leaning against
Wait,
this pillar.
Maisie in chat said you powered down like a Five Nights at Freddy's animatronic.
Yeah. So what happens is Maisie runs up and she grabs me so I won't fall down. And then Maisie's like, oh shit, he's too heavy. I can't hold him up. So Abby comes and holds me on my left shoulder, calls Point Crew up to hold me on my right shoulder, and then Maisie walks away. And somehow in my drunk mind, I'm like, oh my god, I'm too drunk, and I'm letting Maisie down in her wedding night. So apparently, as I'm like half dead, being held up by Abby in one arm and Point Crew one hand, I goes, Maisie, I can still do this if you're on top. In front of everybody. I'm just apparently as
That's
out
so
for the rest.
funny.
And then
Dude, what's extra funny is you drove me to that bar. He drove me there. He was the driver. And he was like, yeah, you know, if I have I might drive everybody back. If I have a couple drinks, then I'll leave my car there. He was like, I don't know. Maybe I'll have one or two beers. Oh, that's fucking funny. He's the Rizzler, folks. He's the Rizzler. He got wasted.
God.
How about
It
you,
was-
Maisie?
it
Were you
was bad.
wasted or no? Because you were drinking or no?
No, apparently she shouldered up. Apparently, when she saw she skipped all the drunks at the honky tonk. She got drunk at the wedding and sobered up throughout it.
I see.
So
I
when we
see,
got
I see,
home,
I
she
see.
was sober. Yeah, then we got picked up by the Uber. We were driving home, and apparently, I cannot believe it. The story doesn't end. We get picked up by this Uber, and Abby is freaking out because she's like, "What if he throws up in this car?"
Yeah.
So apparently they make a plan with Point Crow where he jumps in the front seat and he's starting to make up a fake story to the Uber driver to distract him from realizing how drunk I am. I don't know why. So he's an aspiring fucking actor in LA, and they're making up this whole ass story of how he's an actor trying to
Point
make it
Crow
in
is
LA.
drunk too, bro. That's the dumbest idea I've ever heard. First of all, every Uber driver is well aware when there's a drunk person in the back seat. You're not fooling them.
I don't know why. So
Oh.
they're super engaged, and me and Maisie didn't know. We found this out the next day because Maisie apparently was like, "Dude, why is there so engaged?" And he's calling me out. So he's like wanted to know about actors in LA and all this stuff. And I was like completely head down, completely out of it in the back seat. And then apparently, like 5 minutes in,
Yeah.
Abby says something like, "Oh, do I have gossip?" And like a second wind hits my body. It is like a vampire from fucking Twilight getting some blood, where I apparently light up and I ran for the next 10 minutes in full energy about all the gossip that I have gotten in the past 2 days. Like I was a new person. I don't know how, but apparently I got it. And then we got to the hotel and I walk up to the
perks up for
front
the hot
desk.
dog.
I slam my wallet on the table to the counter and says to the girl, "I'll give you all the money in my wallet if you let me check out late." But I'm so drunk that
Holy
this girl's
aura.
not having it. That literally she hands us the room key, and Abby ends up checking in for us. And then that's the night. And then we went to the hotel, and I did Uber Eats Taco Bell. I should let you know. By the
Oh
way.
yeah, a man after my own heart.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. That's really funny. He perked
a
up
good night.
for the gossip.
Yeah. That's it. That's all you missed. I don't need to hijack.
Big shout out to
more, but
Abby.
that's
Abby
it.
Bagel.
Yes.
Truly a saint. Truly a saint. Well,
that is true. Macy did have to feed me to talk about. Couldn't hold it.
I just had a great time, man. Thanks for the invite. I was a blast.
Of course. No, it was a good time. But yeah, that's it. That's what you missed. You didn't miss too much. If you would have stayed longer,
yeah. It would have been the same. But we'll come out again soon, bro. I'm excited to see you. And also, I'm just gonna live in your house because it's bigger than where I live.
That's good.
All right, bye.
Bye.
I love that guy. Big fun times. So that's my Texas adventure. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully they didn't mind having me and Ari out there. We had a good time. But then did nothing else. I've been chilling. I played basketball today. Huge basketball game with Eamon and Stans, and Lud's back after his injury. It was good. Yeah, well, me personally, I hated you being here, so okay, cool. I figured that. Yeah, I figured that. Maisie kept giving me the stink eye the whole fucking time. Even during her vows, she was like, just fucking, yeah. Like, why is he here? Why the fuck is he here? I guess a little rude. But what are you gonna do? So glad you didn't give a speech. Yeah. Actually, I was about to give a speech, and then Maisie said no. She said, nah, don't let this guy speak. Don't let this jackass up here. So I got shot down. No big deal. The size of your suit hid the glizzy hands. Yeah, that was a plus. Normally when people see me, they freak out and they go, oh my God, look at those terrible franks on your fucking hands. How do you possibly live, you freak? But then when I was wearing the big suit, they didn't notice. So it was actually a normal day for me. I got to experience what regular people are like. It was beautiful. It was like, when Ariel gets to walk on land, dude. I was like, what? This is how people live? Anyway, I'll bring the pictures when they have them. It'll be a while, I guess, but I want to share them on stream because I think they were good. But that's it. We might watch a video here, chat, and then I'm going to end. I have to work on Marketing Monday for tomorrow. Hopefully keep some semblance of a schedule. We have a video, Marketing Monday video. Yo, Atrioc, hope you've been well. Been great, bro. On a Monday, copium, surely, copium. Tomorrow, no way, ha, copium. All right. I get the sense you guys don't believe in me. This weird sense that you're like, oh no, he won't do it. That just fuels me. That just fuels me stronger. And the video I have for us to watch is actually so appropriate. It is a video that got 700,000 views in one day, and it's called Why Americans Are Going Back to Chili's. Folks, yes, indeed. And it's coincidence this came out one day ago because I think I've been on this fucking tip for months. I think I've been known that Americans are going back to Chili's. In fact, I think I started the wave. Much like I invented Sheesh, much like I invented Sigma, okay? This stream is a pioneer. And then because of that, I knew, trendsetter, Chili's is fucking cool again. Chili's rules. I've been to Chili's since that fucking stream. I love Chili's. So we're going to see if CNBC finally realized what I've been known. Chili's versus fast food. Let's see. By the way, this is our first time officially watching a YouTube video in Firefox. Hopefully it works because I've been really loving Firefox lately. I switched completely. I've been a Chrome defender for so many years, even on this stream. And I just want you guys to know, if you're using Chrome and you're having slowdowns, shit sucks. Google has actually fucking effed up the game and they should be punished. They have a bad product. This shit's way better. I've been using Firefox. I've had no issues. I was blaming Intel. Poor Intel got the fucking heat wave from me. And there's no problem if I use Firefox. It takes a minute to swap. You got to get everything set up again. It was a pain in the ass, but like the more I use it, the happier I am. All right, let's go.
Why are people going back to Chili's all of a sudden? I don't get it.
Chili's Grill and Bar is
She wouldn't get it. Look at this liberal elitist, okay? Probably on the board of a college, okay? Trying to push the woke mind virus on America's youth. I don't understand that Chili's is for the people, okay? Us regular folk, us Texans.
I don't get it.
Chili's Grill and Bar is an anomaly in the restaurant.
She probably wraps her burgers in lettuce. Am I right? Am I right, my fellow patriots? She probably has a lettuce bun burger. I don't even know what us Chili's folk are up to.
Restaurant space right now. At locations that have been open for more than a year, Chili's fourth quarter sales increased nearly 15%.
I love when fourth quarter sales increase 14.8%. That's just me. As a marketer, when you get those fourth quarter sales up in double-digit percents, god damn, that feels good. God damn, that's gas.
Compared to the same time period in 2023.
In a segment that is seeing declining traffic and flat sales is a tremendous accomplishment, and I think it speaks.
Worth mentioning. I wonder if I have the stat for you. Let me see if I have the stat. It's gonna make this. It's gonna add some color here. Let me check my. Did I save it? Yeah. Check this out. This is their Restaurant Performance Index, the RPI. Look at this. Fucking down, dude. Down. First of all, obviously not a great sign economically, but way down. So for Chili's to be doing well in this environment, incredible. Again, this space right here, analogous to what? Right here? Height of COVID and fucking right here in 07, 08. This is bad. All right, let's pull this back.
To how much what they did really resonates with today's consumer.
Chili's parent company Brinker International reported its total revenue surpassing $4.4 billion in fiscal 2024. That's an all-time high for the company.
While the brand has experienced some internet virality over the past few months, it's...
Thank you. Thank you, CNBC. Thank you. Thank you. I'll stay humble about it. Yes, thank you. Just nature of the game, I guess. Setting the trends of the internet.
Current success didn't happen overnight.
We've actually been at this turnaround for now it's a little over 2 years, and we just started with the fundamentals.
The
of
social
casual
media
dining.
canon.
So that sounds easy. It sounds kind of a little bit of motherhood and apple pie. The reality is it's really, really difficult to execute.
So how did Chili's do it? And can they keep it up?
Good question. Unironically, we're doing the live show in San Diego this Friday for TwitchCon, and I unironically want to do after party at Chili's. I want to float it to the team. I would love if everybody who's there at like 11 or whatever, we all just fucking go and take over at Chili. I think that'd be so fun. But I don't know if we can get. I think that would be so fun.
Narrow the offerings a bit. Yeah, I think in legacy.
It's funny. I'm no expert in the restaurant industry, but when you watch like the UK Kitchen Nightmares, the early ones, back when Gordon Ramsay was actually trying to help and they wasn't just doing a show, his advice for every single restaurant was the same, and it was like simplify your menu, make all your staff do the same thing repeatedly. It's like it sounds like simple, but it feels like that's the solution every time, is just get something good and do it over and over again and stop trying to like, clear responsibilities, simple menu. And so it's funny that it works even on a big multinational chain.
Brands, it typically, the way to try to get short-term sales growth is you add more items, and that will work in the short term, but it makes it very difficult for the restaurant teams to be able to execute unless the business is growing fast enough where they can afford more labor. It's very hard to run that menu, and so that's what we had.
Guys, have a start at the 84.
It would make our lives difficult on a Friday, Saturday night when we're really busy and each zone in the kitchen is trying to pump out food as fast as possible and try to make a quality dish, and sometimes that quality suffered.
There was also a misguided focus placed on takeout and delivery. After falling from its highs in 2007, Brinker's revenue remained relatively stagnant in the decade leading up to the pandemic.
And even the 3 years preceding COVID, the profitability of the business had gotten worse, partly because
It makes employees happier because it's easier to handle rushes. Yeah, exactly. With a simplified menu, the employees, they just know one thing drilled in and out. They can do it in their sleep. And like, I mean, the ultimate example is In-N-Out Burger, right? Which is like almost extreme on one end of the simplification, but like it works. They can just do that fucking burger well over and over and over and over and over and over again. And so you get good quality for price, versus a place that has like a fucking massive ass menu.
they were pursuing off-premise businesses. Ultimately, they took the money out of the advertising.
Yeah, it's kind of like how chat has just one joke and they've polished it. That's such an extreme. You know, you can go to other chats and get a variety of jokes, but you can go here and get a really well-crafted glizzy joke where they spam the word glizzy or coffee cow moo. And it just like, it hits different because it's been honed. It's one kick practiced 1,000 times.
Budget and put it into third-party delivery initiatives and even virtual brands to reach the consumer with the kitchens and the assets that they had. Well, those initiatives hurt the on-premise business.
That all changed when CEO Kevin Hochman stepped in 2020.
Kevin Hochman, my GOAT, dude. The turnaround king.
Brinker International's 2024
Hawk
revenue
to him,
surpassed the highs it saw in the early 2000s.
What's changed? Why are Americans going back to Chili's? What's happening is, one, the actual experience is a whole lot better, but then two, you know, our marketing team's done a great job of getting back into, they call the zeitgeist, or being relevant again.
We weren't always the top.
That's kind of him to call me the marketing team. I don't consider myself a team. More a hero. Call me a marketing hero. You know what I'm saying?
Top of the tier. And over the last 2 years, we've just seen such a turnaround. You know, from the support we get from, you know, our bosses, to the technology, the culinary innovations, all of those things. It made Chili's fun again.
Amen,
Over
brother.
the past 2 fiscal years, Chili's has grown its
I
average.
think the best part about Chili's is you can go there dead alone, talking to yourself, rambling to your phone, and they will treat you like a decent human being. And they'll feed you, and they'll even give you a dessert for your birthday, even when it's not your birthday. That's the Chili's difference. You know what I'm saying? That's the promise.
Sales per restaurant by about $440,000. That's 14% more than what it was before. In the same time period, Hochman says the menu has shrunk more than 20%.
And typically, you don't get rid of menu items because you're going to lose sales. We got rid of almost a quarter of our menu, right? And I'm happy to say that simplification has worked. We have grown the business. We have improved guest metrics, and that's why we're beating the industry pretty significantly right now.
In the 2024 fiscal year, Brinker International has invested $200 million in capital expenditure. That means it was investing heavily in repairs, maintenance, and improving its restaurants overall.
That's always a good sign. Doing the shit that doesn't make you profit in the short term but is good for the long term. Repairs and maintenance. No CEO likes to do repairs and maintenance. Nobody likes to do the fucking little things. It's like when you get an engineer that wants to do, you know, rework the code base and fucking go back and clean up old code, try and make everything work. Well, there's nothing flashy in that. You don't get promoted for that, but it's good for everybody else. It's like, those are the heroes, bro.
Brinker International's share price is up around 60% since the start of 2024. But despite strong sales, the company did miss Wall Street's expectations for earnings in its most recent quarter.
We went and put more labor into the restaurants, which is expensive. We accelerated facility improvements that we probably would have done next year, and we'll pull them into this year. Wall Street didn't anticipate us making those additional investments to try to hold on to more of that traffic. I mean, that was the change in expectations versus what they were seeing
Those fries look
and
good.
what we knew.
Traffic spiked by about
That Big
6%
Smasher
in
looks
Chili's
good.
most recent quarter, compared to the same time period of last year.
Hey, yo, Chili's, what?
Part of that is due to recent success with social media.
You hear 5% traffic growth and you're like, is that much? Well, it doesn't happen throughout the day. It happens during peak time. So that could
Would have been so much funnier if the clip there was me doing Wakanda Forever in a Chili's. Would have been 50 times more peak if inexplicably they just have a random white guy doing Wakanda Forever for the culture. But I guess CNBC isn't ready to have that conversation.
could be, in some restaurants, it could be 20, 30% more guests coming in, right? And then spread across the day, it's 5%. So you really got to staff up if you don't want lines and you want them to have a good experience.
To keep up, Brinker has spent an additional $5 million on staffing. Another $15 to $20 million of labor is planned for 2025.
This is called the Triple Dipper. Chili's estimates that nearly 40% of its growth this past quarter came from these mozzarella sticks going viral on TikTok.
You cannot tell me that's the most insane cheese pull you've ever seen.
Every time a customer orders that, I'm like, oh,
That's
you saw it on
crazy,
TikTok?
actually.
And they're like, yeah. It's hilarious.
Within a week,
That's crazy.
What we were ordering in order to fulfill those orders tripled in some restaurants, probably even more.
Dude, that's
so.
like the Dr. Pepper thing, where Dr. Pepper finally passed Pepsi after decades because there was a fucking Dr. Pepper pickle challenge or whatever. TikTok moves the culture. It's crazy.
We were bringing in so many mozzarella planks that it was hard to store them all.
That's why I always say if you're like a young person trying to get into marketing, if you could get even halfway good at understanding that, if you knew a couple case studies like that and like had tried something for a small brand, or you're like in the top 0.1% of in-demand marketers, really, because all the old school ones have no idea. They have no idea how to do that. They don't even know where to begin. TikTok is fucking alien to them. It's such a valuable skill that is kind of underrated, but the market will demand it. It's with how much value it has.
But you didn't have to because they were going out just as quickly as they were coming in.
The chain estimates that the other 60% of sales growth came from its $10.99 Big Smasher.
The Big Smasher!
Meaning it's capitalizing on one of the most important consumer pain points at the current time: value.
He's probably going to mention this, but like we talked about it in the last video, where it's like when you get to a $10.99 burger like that, you're getting to the point where you're in the same price point as McDonald's for a better deal. And with how disillusioned Americans are becoming with McDonald's, Burger King, et al., it's this huge, win where they finally they trade up. Move over to you.
The inflation rate of limited service dining, think food you order at the counter, has outpaced that of sit-down restaurants for all of 2023 and even the first quarter of 2024. And Chili's saw an opportunity precisely there.
How is this Chili's 3 for me only $10.99 when fast food is so expensive?
It could be because we don't have to pay for any mascots.
Certainly, they've had decent success over the last couple of years, but this really now has resonated with consumers in a way that I haven't seen a full-service promotion resonate in quite some time.
We're a nostalgic brand that brings people in, and they've leaned into that, and they've leaned into the socials, they've leaned into the advertising, and their innovations, their investments are working. I mean, our traffic is up, our sales are up.
Brinker spent $14 million more on advertising in its fiscal fourth quarter of 2024 compared to the same time last year. Applebee's has pushed a similar strategy, but with less success. Its same-store sales have been in the negative every quarter over the past year, while Chili's have been in the positive.
I'm a Chili's diehard for the day I die, and if I ever see an Applebee's frog in my life, I'll run over with my car. In fact, if I'm driving down the street and I see someone pulling into an Applebee's, I'll honk loudly. I will lean on the fucking horn until they drive away. All right. Millennials have hated Applebee's since our fucking inception. If you're a millennial, we've been trying to kill Applebee's since day one, and we're going to succeed. I promise you. That'll be our one thing. Once boomers die off and we run this country, there's not going to be an Applebee's left. The drones will strike. They will strike on our own nation. I'm not letting Applebee's fucking...
You order DoorDash nowadays or, delivery, and you might pay $17, $18 for a value meal of sorts from a fast food place, and you're not getting a fraction of what we're offering with Chili's.
Tell them.
As casual dining is marketing itself as an alternative to fast food, even CEO of Darden Restaurants, which owns chains like Olive Garden and Longhorn Steakhouse, said certain casual dining chains are taking customers from fast food competitors. Still though, from a consumer spending perspective, over the past decade, limited service spending has increased as a percentage of overall sales, while full-service dining has decreased.
Limited service, which includes fast food and fast casual, i.e. upscale fast food, a little bit higher experience, but we bucket it all together in limited service, has outperformed. Traffic has been good. It's slowed as everything else has.
Fast food chains are more exposed to the lower income consumer, who have pulled back with certain discretionary spending.
Casual dining has more of a percentage of consumers.
I mean, one thing I heard, I heard this when I was reading. I heard that restaurants like, for example, Taco Bell, won't even let paying customers buy tacos in their own drive-thru lane. That's some shit I heard. I heard it's getting so bad that fucking paying customers in a suit, no less, can't even get 2 tacos while standing in a drive that they already paid for. That's some shit I heard. I don't know if it's true or not, but that would be really damning if true.
That are over 100,000 in income, and that exposure, that relative exposure, has been good for them if they have the right value.
However, when comparing a chain like Chili's to McDonald's, the scale of the companies must be put into context. Last year, Chili's revenue was around $3.5 billion, while McDonald's revenue was over $25 billion. Double-digit sales growth is simply much harder to come by when you're that big. Plus, the reality is that consumers who frequent fast food chains versus casual dining chains are often...
We mentioned this a couple times, but it is funny to think that, like, Chili's $3 billion, McDonald's $25 billion, AirPods is like $32 billion. Just AirPods. The scale of how big the top tech companies are is unreal. It's unreal. I just want you guys to know, revenue-wise, AirPods is bigger than McDonald's.
Growth is simply much harder to come by when you're that big. Plus, the reality is that consumers who frequent fast food chains versus casual dining chains are often coming from different income levels.
Because the interest rates are higher, the wealth effects are less, the long-term real wage declines all hurt the under 50,000 cohort. And unfortunately for McDonald's, for example, they have to deal with that way more than Chili's. In addition to the fact that Chili's has played much better in the value realm. And in fact, quite astutely, Kevin Hochman and team have marketed to that relative value, even versus fast food.
The real test for Chili's will be sustaining this recent growth for the long haul. Customers need to not only become...
Did you say McDonald's customers are broke? Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what you're saying. I mean, same thing's happening right now with Walmart and Dollar General or dollar stores. What Dollar Tree. What's the main? Dollar General or Dollar Tree? What's the spinoff and what's the main? Dollar General's the main, right? Okay. Anyway, Dollar General sales are way down, or not way down, but they're declining. And their CEO on the earnings call goes, "Hey, the low-income consumer is struggling. Our low-income consumer is struggling." I was listening to what is this? It was like, it wasn't 7-Eleven. It was a gas station. It was a gas station brand. They have like a more default company name, but they own a bunch of gas stations, like 1 million. And they were saying, okay, look, our high-end consumer, they're shopping basically the same. Our middle-income consumer, shopping basically the same. Our low-income consumer is shopping a little bit differently. They're still coming to the store, but instead of going to the fridge and picking out a drink, they're buying the 50-cent soda from the fountain. They're being cost conscious on some little, could be AM, PM. And They're just noticing these. And like, if you're at a level where you're haggling over 50 cents on a drink, it's like, that's a sign you're stretched to the fucking limit. And so back to Dollar General. Dollar General said the same thing. Consumers, low-income consumers are shopping less. They're down. But Walmart's still having huge sales growth, and it's because Walmart is capturing people who normally weren't Walmart consumers but are going down the stack. Like if you were, I don't know, a Target-only middle-class shopper, you'll be like, I need to be a little more cost-conscious, and you're going to Walmart. That's where they're seeing the growth from. So the people that can capture that level are doing really well. And I think Chili's is one of those where it can like be ambidextrous with class. They can catch people who are trading up a little bit and then, it's interesting.
Back, but they need to be spending more too.
Full service is not only the traffic conundrum, getting people in the seats, but also then generating margin. And a lot of the higher margin items that are generated by casual dining, alcohol, desserts, appetizers, have been the areas that consumers have cut back on.
That's important because restaurants often rely on deals to bring people in the door and get them spending on other things. Value
all I
offerings
want is that
themselves
big-ass burger.
typically aren't generating high margins.
At what point does that eat into profit, though? Are you concerned about that as a maybe long-term?
Well, certainly you have to be concerned with that because ultimately we have shareholders and we have a great rate of return. One of the things I'm proud that the team has been able to do.
I kind of want to become a Chili's shareholder. I might do it, dude. I might put a couple bucks towards Chili's. You got to invest where you eat.
We have what's called a barbell strategy. So as long as we have items that we can offer for guests that want something a little bit more versus some guests that just want a hot price point, and we keep that mix in balance, right? We're going to continue to grow profitability.
Here's my first thought. Let me just give you some tips. As a soon-to-be shareholder, this thing right here, put a slot machine on it. That's money. That's money in the bank. Okay? I'm thinking slots. I'm thinking some kind of mobile game type thing, all right? A big smasher slot. You're spinning the burger and you get 3 burgers and you get a fucking free meal or whatever, but mostly you lose and it costs money. That's easy.
We're going to continue to grow profitability.
Chili's X steak. Anyway, good video. Good video. Banger from CNBC. Put some Genshin Impact on there or something? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Add a battle pass. Make the amount you tip a wheel spinner, except odds for anything below 20% is bad. People will be so mad. People will be so mad. It would be funny if you could loot box a meal, right? So let's say a burger costs $10.99 or whatever. You could instead do a $6 spin for a random meal. But like 90% of the time, they just give you 1 order of jalapeno poppers or some shit. But every now and then they go, whoa, big winner, 3 burgers or whatever. Yeah. That's a good idea. Now you get people just buying a lot of rolls. I have a banger short video if you want to squeeze it in. We're kind of at 10 o'clock. I try to get in bed between 11:30 midnight. I got to work on Marketing Monday. I'm gonna end. Chat. It was just a story time. I don't normally stream Sundays. A little story time, little video. Hope you enjoyed. It's great to see you. I'll be back tomorrow with Marketing Monday, assuming I can get to work. So, Sevens, thanks for watching. Appreciate you. Again, after TwitchCon, I got a whole 2 months, no travel. Very important months economically. This Wednesday is when the Federal Reserve is going to announce their likely rate cut. If it's 0.25, pretty normal. If it's 0.5, if it's a jumbo rate cut, as they might call it, then they're clearly seeing some stuff. Anyway, it'll be interesting. A lot happening in the next few months, and obviously the election. So we have a lot. We got a lot to talk about. So gonna be streaming a lot and excited for it. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye. We'll raid Coney if he's live. Coney, 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 Coney.